How did life begin? Is life the result of evolution or creation? Some might assume that a scientifically minded person would choose evolution, while a religious person would choose creation. But that's not always the case. In fact, many educated people, including scientists, question the theory of evolution. Take Gerard, a professor of entomology. He was taught evolution in college. He recalls, "When I took tests, I would give the professors the answers they wanted, but I did not believe what I had been taught." Why do even some scientifically minded individuals have trouble accepting evolution as the origin of life? To explore that, we need to consider two major questions that continue to baffle researchers. First, how did life get its start? And second, how did living things develop? Let's begin with the first, how did life get its start? Some say that life arose spontaneously from non-living matter, but many are not satisfied with that answer. Despite all we now know about the chemistry and molecular structure of life, scientists still cannot define with certainty what life actually is. A vast gap separates non-living matter from even the simplest living cell. Scientists can only speculate about what the conditions on Earth were billions of years ago. Theories vary. Some suggest life began in volcanoes, others say it started under the ocean floor. Still others believe that life's building blocks arrived from space, embedded in meteors. But that only shifts the question, it doesn't answer it. Some researchers propose the existence of molecules that came before today's genetic material. These molecules were supposedly self-replicating and more likely to arise from non-living matter. Yet, no such molecule has ever been found, and no laboratory has ever created one. Living cells are remarkable in the way they store and process information. They interpret and carry out instructions encoded in the DNA, much like a computer running software. But evolution does not explain where that information came from. Then there are proteins, essential molecules made from hundreds of amino acids, arranged in specific sequences. And they don't just need to be in order, they must also fold into exact three-dimensional shapes to function. The odds of even one such protein forming by chance are incredibly small. As physicist Paul Davies put it, since a functioning cell requires thousands of different proteins, it is not credible to suppose they formed by chance alone. After decades of research across all scientific fields, one fact remains unchanged: life only comes from pre-existing life. Now consider the second question, how did living things develop? According to the theory of evolution, the first simple organism gradually developed into all the variety of life on Earth, including humans, through random mutations and natural selection. But many find this difficult to accept. Why? Because some cells are far more complex than others. One source described this transition as the second major evolutionary mystery, after the origin of life itself. Within each cell, scientists have discovered intricate molecular machines, protein structures that carry out tasks like transporting nutrients, converting them into energy, repairing cell parts, and sending messages. Can such sophisticated systems be explained by random mutation and natural selection? Embryology also raises profound questions. Every human and animal begins as a single fertilized egg. As the embryo grows, cells multiply and specialize, becoming skin, bones, eyes, and organs. Evolution doesn't explain how each cell knows what to become or where to go. For one kind of animal to evolve into another would require changes not only in appearance, but deep molecular transformations within cells. But scientists still cannot demonstrate how evolution could produce even a simple cell, let alone a completely new organism. Michael Behe, a professor of biological sciences, observed, while research has revealed unexpected, stunning complexity, no progress at all has been made in understanding how that complexity could evolve by unintelligent processes. And what about humans? We are not just physical beings. We are conscious, self-aware, capable of reason, creativity, morality, and love. These qualities, generosity, sacrifice, a sense of right and wrong, cannot be explained by genetic mutations or natural selection. While many insist that evolution is an indisputable fact, others remain unconvinced. Not only about how life began, but how life developed. So is there another explanation? Many believe there is, that life is the product of a superior intelligence. One such person was Professor Antony Flew. Once a leading atheist, he changed his view after studying the complexity of life and the laws of the universe. Citing classical reasoning, he said, "We must follow the argument wherever it leads." For him, the evidence pointed to a creator. And what about Gerard, the entomologist mentioned earlier? After years of scientific study, he concluded, "I saw no proof that life arose spontaneously from non-living matter. The order and complexity of living things convinced me that there has to be an organizer and designer." Just as we can learn about an artist through his artwork, Gerard came to see the qualities of the creator by studying the natural world. But he didn't stop there. He also examined a book that claims to come from the creator, the Bible. There, he found satisfying answers about mankind's past and practical solutions for today's problems. He became convinced that the Bible was not only inspiring, but the product of a superior mind. God encourages people to examine the natural world. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 26, "Lift up your eyes to heaven and see. Who has created these things? It is the one who brings out their army by number, he calls them all by name." Because of his vast dynamic energy and his awe-inspiring power, not one of them is missing. Could it be that life was not an accident, but a purposeful act of creation? Could it be that we are not here by chance, but by design? If you're seeking real answers about life, about meaning, about salvation, keep watching. This is Bible Study of Salvation, where faith and evidence meet. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.